हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम् ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदानश्चन्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे श्रीगुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्रीशङ्कराचार्य स्वामिने नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
नमस्ते महोदय।
नमस्ते।
राजलक्ष्मी भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
नमस्ते।
श्री भगवानुवाच मया प्रसन्नेन तवार्जुनेदं रूपं परं दर्शितमात्मयो मीटर சரியா இருக்கா?
मया प्रसन्नेन तवार्जुनेदं रूपं दर्शितमात्मयोगात्।
मया प्रसन्नेन तवार्जुनेदं रूपं परं दर्शितमात्मयोगात् तेजोमयं विश्वमनन्तमाद्यं यन्मे त्वदन्येन न दृष्टपूर्वम्.
I think most of you will be chanting Vishnu Sahasranamam, right? In Vishnu Sahasranamam, we chant Shantakaram, which is a very known shloka. Shantakaram Bhujakasayanam Padmanabham Suresham Maya Prasannena Tavajunetam Rupam Param Dashchitam Atma Yoga. It will come almost like that. If you keep that meter in mind.
Okay. But chanting வரமாட்டேங்கிறது எனக்கு.
It's only a practice, that's it.
Thank you.
शांति बद्री भगिनी।
नमस्ते सर।
नमस्ते।
न वेदज्ञात्ययनैर्न दानैः न च क्रियाभिर्न तपोभिरुक्तैः एवं रूपः शक्यः नृलोके द्रष्टुं त्वधन्येन कुरु प्रवीर।
When you chant this, sometimes you may have difficulty at Veda Yajnat Yajanairna. So Veda Yajna Adhyayanaihi Na Danaihi. Those are all the words. Na Veda Yajna Adhyayana Na Danaihi. So all these things, when they are combined, becomes Na Veda Yajnat Yajanairna Danaihi. So Adhyayanam should be also at the back of the mind when you chant this Veda Yajna Adhyayana. So when you have that in mind, it will automatically come. Can you try again?
न वेदयज्ञात्ययनैर्न दानैः न च क्रियाभिर्न तपोभिरुक्तैः एवं रूपः शक्य अहन्नृलोके द्रष्टुं त्वधन्येन कुरु प्रवीर।
ललिता भगिनी।
मा ते व्यथा मा च विमूढभावः दृष्ट्वा रूपं घोरमीदृग्ममेदम् व्यपेतभिः प्रीतमनः पुनस्त्वं तदेव मे रूपमिदं प्रपश्य।
Good.
श्रीमती भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
Namaste.
संजय उवाच इत्यर्जुनौ वासुदेवस्ततोक्त्वा स्वकं रूपं दर्शयामास भूयः आश्वासयामास च भीतमेनं भूत्वा पुनः सौम्य वपुर्व sorry, भूत्वा पुनः सौम्य वपुर्महात्मा
Just chant the second line again.
आश्वासयामास
No, second.
च
The Swakam Rupam, that line.
स्वकं रूपं दर्शयामास भूयः.
Good.
Thank you.
शरत् चौहान महोदय.
अर्जुन उवाच दृष्टवेदं मानुषं रूपं तव सौम्य जनार्दन इदानीमस्मिं सवृत्तः सचेतः प्रकृतिर्गतः.
Okay.
अर्जुन उवाच दृष्टवेदं मानुषरूपं तवा सौम्यं जनार्दन इदानीमस्मिं सवृत्तसचेत प्रकृतिगतः.
There are some mistakes in that. Doesn't matter. You can correct it when you go through it some more time. Somebody else can chant the same shloka.
भानुरेखा भगिनी.
नमस्ते महोदय.
Namaste.
अर्जुन उवाच दृष्टवेदं मानुषं रूपं.
Drishvedam, no drishta.
Okay.
Drishvedam manusham rupam.
दृष्ट्वेदं मानुषं रूपं तव सौम्यं जनार्दन इदानीमस्मि संवृत्तः सचेताः प्रकृतिं गतः.
मृणालिनी गोपालन भगिनी.
आं भगिनि. श्रीभगवानुवाच सुदुर्दर्शमिदं रूपं दृष्टवानसि यन्मम देवा अप्यस्य रूपस्य नित्यं दर्शनकाङ्क्षिणः.
Good.
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी.
नमस्ते महोदय.
Namaste.
नाहौ वेदैर्न तपसा न दानेन न चोज्यया शक्य.
Chejyaya.
नाहौ वेदैर्न तपसा न दानेन न चेज्यया शक्य एव विधो द्रष्टुं दृष्ट्वा नसि यथा.
Drishtavanasi. Here it is full ta. Drishtavanasi mayatha.
नाहौ वेदैर्न तपसा न दानेन न चेज्यया शक्य एव विधो द्रष्टुं दृष्टवानसि यथा.
Again
wrong.
It is Drishtavanasi mamyata.
Okay. दृष्टवानसि मायया. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
लक्ष्मी बीवी भगिनी.
भक्त्या त्वनन्यया शक्यः अहमेव विदोऽर्जुन ज्ञातुं द्रष्टुं च तत्त्वेन प्रवेष्टुं च परन्तप.
Good.
वीणा फानिश्री भगिनी.
नमस्ते महोदय.
Namaste.
मत्कर्म कृन्मत्परमः.
Once again, please.
मत्कर्म कृन्मत्परमः मद्भक्तः सङ्गवर्जितः निर्वैरः सर्वभूतेषु.
Nirvairas sarvabhuteshu.
निर्वैरः सर्वभूतेषु यस्मामेति पाण्डव.
There's no yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yaha, sa, yes, sir. That's it. It's a sandhi that is. That's it.
Yes. निर्वैरः सर्वभूतेषु यस्मामेति पाण्डव.
Kashmira Bhagini.
Yes. Om Tat Saditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Vishwarupa Darshana Yogo Nama Ekadashodhyayah.
Good. So we have successfully completed, by God's grace, the 11th chapter, and we'll move on to the 12th chapter today. So chapter visible now?
Yes, Mahodaya.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the 12th chapter is Bhakti Yoga. If you look at that, the earlier chapter itself, Bhagavan was leading him. Bhaktyat Pananya Shakyeha Evam Vidojuna. That's what he was telling. Only with Bhakti you will be able to realize this Vishwarupa Darshana of mind. So Jnatum Drashtum cha Tatvena Praveshtim cha Parantapa. He said that it is possible for you to know Jnatum. You can also Drashtum, you can also see, and Tatvena, in reality, Praveshtum, you can also be a part of Vishwarupa, because Arjuna was still looking at the Vishwarupam as something different than, as though he was watching some kind of a beautiful a Cosmodo movie. No, he was just looking at Vishwarupa, but it can actually be a part of that. And so Bhagavan says, Jnatum, Drashtum cha Praveshtum Shakya. It is possible for that. But Bhaktya Tvananyaya, only with Bhakti it is possible. That's what Arjuna, the Shloka ended in the last thing. So at the end of the day, we were all talking about moksha. Moksha is liberation, and liberation is the Atma getting back to the source, that is Atma and Brahman. Both of them, they merge. Okay, so understanding Atma to be Brahman is what is going to be the realization. So at the end of the day, so long as the person feels that he is only a Jiva and he is not the Brahman, there's always a Dvaita is there. He looks at Bhagavan as totally different than that of himself. But Bhagavan has assured in the last sloka that through bhakti it is possible for getting into this, but you can merge yourself into myself. That's what he had completed with the last sloka. So if you look at bhakti, bhakti is as a word does not appear in Veda and Vedanta and Upanishads. It does not appear at all. As far as Vedas and Upanishads are concerned, you'll always find the words that is used, upasana or karma, all those kinds of words are used. But specifically the word bhakti, whatever is now colloquially used by all of us, no? I am a Shiv Bhakt, I am a Krishna Bhakt, I am a so-and-so. That kind of bhakti as a word does not find a place in the case of Vedanta. The reason is that yesterday we talked about bhakti. Bhakti, we said that it has got three different lakshanas. One is karma lakshana bhakti. So karma yoga lakshana bhakti. So we started talking about that. Then we also discussed about from karma lakshana bhakti, one is able to graduate, and he graduates to what? Upasana rupa lakshana bhakti. So from karma yoga lakshana bhakti, they move into upasana rupa lakshana bhakti, and from upasana rupa bhakti they are able to go into jnana yoga bhakti, which is going to be at the place of nirguna brahma, and understanding the scriptures and understanding that the atman is same as that of the Brahman. So if you look at that way, bhakti in the case of what we are going to study is primarily karma lakshana bhakti plus upasana lakshana bhakti plus jnana yoga bhakti. So it is going to be all these three. In the case of karma lakshana bhakti, as we discussed yesterday, there are two types of bhaktis possible. One is called sakama karma yoga. Sakama karma yoga means the person is continuing to be in the worldly activities, but he's a sukrito, he's a good person. He is not a bad person. He is a good person. He has got a lot of aspirations in this worldly life. So he starts, getting money, materialistic values are there. He is doing everything, buying a house, this, that, car, and driven by the materialistic portion of life. So that is perfectly fine. As far as Vedanta is concerned, that is all perfectly fine. So when they want to get into moksha, moksha is what? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. If you look at that way, kama and artha will make a person to be engaged with the world. Dharma will start giving him punya. So dharma, artha, kama, all these three things will only ensure that the person is going to be in the cycle of birth and death. Only when a person goes to moksha and then he realizes and then goes for enlightenment, then only he will be able to know his own Atman and he will be able to become a kind of Brahman. He will become himself the Brahman. He will realize that Tvam Asi, Aham Brahmasmi. That is what they will understand. So, the first stage of bhakti is called Sakama Karma Yoga Bhakti. In Sakama Karma Yoga Bhakti, first what they should do is that they can be engaged in the world of activities and they can be materialistic, but they should first think that whatever I have got is a Ishvara Prasada Bhavana. So that's the thing that I got a house is by grace of God. I got a child, grace of God. A marriage has taken place in the house by grace of God. By grace of God, once we start, you can do everything. You can get all these materialistic things in the world, but you feel that whatever I am getting is because of grace of God. That is called sakama. You can be engaged with the worldly things. You can pursue everything, but have that first attitude that it is going to be a grace of God that I have got this. That is the first level of understanding, first stage of bhakti. The second stage of bhakti in the case of karma yoga is nishkama karma yoga. In the case of nishkama, what happens? You are not going to be driven by selfish desire. In the first case, you are driven by selfish desire. I want to have all these things. I want all these things. You are driven by that, but you are only maturing yourself to feel that whatever I have got, but for my selfish desire, is a prasada of God. That is the first stage of spiritual growth. Second stage, I am not going to be selfish. I am also going to be contributing to everybody else. I am going to be contributing to society. I am going to be contributing to the nature around me. I am going to take care of the wildlife. I am going to look at everything of God's creation. I am going to support that. Though I do not want anything for myself, but it is my duty to sustain this. That becomes a nishkama thing. So in that particular thing, what you do is you do all those things as a Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. I am doing it because I am supposed to do it for Bhagavan. That is the Karma Yoga second stage. Okay. So that's what we are studying about Karmanye Vadiga Ma Paleshu Katachana. Then you have to also accept that whatever comes to me, I have to accept that Prasada Buddhi should be there. So these are the two small facets in terms of Karma Lakshana Bhakti. From here, you graduate. Once you are able to have Nishkama, and then continuously you do that, selfish attitude will start coming down, and then you are going to become more and more pure in your mind. Then you can go to Upasana. In Upasana, again, there are two different buckets. One is going to be Saguna Brahma Upasana and Nirguna Brahma Upasana. These two things are going to be there. So now Arjuna is in what stage? He is not able to understand Nirguna Brahman. All of us are like that. We are not able to understand Nirguna Brahman. So we are only able to have Sakuna Upasana. Sakuna Upasana, Arjuna may like to have Shanga Chakra Gadabane to be his Devata, Ishta Devata, and then he wants to meditate upon that particular Devata. Somebody will be able to start meditating on Kartikeya. Somebody will be able to meditate upon some other god, Ishta Devata. But a very clear understanding that it is only the Upadhi that he is seeing as a form of Vishnu or Ganesha or Kartikeya or Kali. And the actual thing behind this Ishvara. I am looking at Ishvara in the form of Krishna or Rama or whatever form that you like. I am looking at this, but actually I am worshipping the Ishvara, which is Nirguna Brahman. So first stage of that is Saguna Brahman. We have to cultivate that and have the habit of Dhyanam. And from Saguna Brahmam, then they go into Nirguna Brahmam. Then from Nirguna Brahmam, it is next stage. So you have got 4 stages now. Sakama, Nishkama, Saguna, Nirguna. Then you go to Jnana Yoga. In Jnana Yoga, you start understanding the various scriptures and then the Vedas, etc. And then from there also you are able to understand what is Jnana and try to understand who you are and who God is. How are we connected to the Bhagavan? That Nididhyasanam, that kind of meditation takes place, which will only help us in terms of Jnatum, Drashtum, Cha Praveshtum Tattvataha. You will be able to also get into me. That is the ultimate merger of the Atma with the Brahman, which is the moksha. So that is the 5 stages that they talk in the case of bhakti. So this is what is the bhakti yoga that we need to understand. So if you look at bhakti yoga, it is one of the smallest chapters in Bhagavad Gita. There are only 20 shlokas in this chapter. There's another chapter, chapter 15 also, Purushottama Yoga also has got only 20 shlokas. So this is also going to have only 20 sloka. So the first part is going to talk about bhakti as a mean for moksha. Up to 13 slokas are going to talk about bhakti, and he is going to talk about all the things that I have talked about now. And then subsequently, from 12th sloka onwards, it is going to talk about the characteristics of the person who had been a very good bhakta, Ananya bhakta, and then who had realized what will be his characteristic, how he will look like. So at the end of the day, if you look at those kinds of characteristics, if somebody is able to imbibe, and those characteristics only will help somebody in terms of getting into the bhakti yoga and then having a realization of oneself. So that is the 12th to 20th sloka. Bhagavan is going to talk about that. So it's only around 20 slokas. So when you look at the way it has been unfolding, right from the first chapter, second chapter itself, Arjuna wanted to say whether I should do sannyasa or karma yoga. He says, 3rd chapter, he says, Jagasi chet karmanaste matha putra janadana tatyam karmani goremam niyojise keshara. He asked, if jnana, sannyasa is going to be better, why are you asking me to do this terrible war? He asked that. Then Bhagavan said, no, you are going to do only karma yoga. Then again, after some times, he said that why not I take sannyasam? If you say sannyasam is very good, why not you ask me, why not I take sannyasa? Again, Bhagavan has to tell in the case of karma sannyasa yoga, he has got to tell him that yam sannyasa vidya sannyasam gatihi dukkam. He said that being a sannyasi and then leading a life of sannyasi, that life is not so easy. It's extremely difficult. But understand that yam sannyasam idi prahuhu tat yoga iravi gamyate. Whatever you can achieve by sannyasa, you can also achieve by karma yoga. So he told that taking the route of sannyasa for realizing God is extremely difficult because it requires a lot of mental maturity. So it is better that you take only karma yoga. He told him about what is that, and still he told him about karma yoga. Then he also told about jnana vijnana, and he told about the creation, and then he told that everything is me. He studied that in 7th chapter, then 8th chapter, everything, the Vibhuti yoga. He told about everything. Then everything is myself. Anything that you find in the world which is astonishing you is me. If you look at a lion, it is me. If you look at a crocodile, it is me. If you look at a whale, it is me. If you look at Ganges, it is me. If you look at Himalayas, it is me. If you look at Prahlada, it is me. If you look at fire, it is me. He said everything is me. Vibhuti Yogam, he covered everything. After that, he asked Vishwarupa Darshanam. Then he was given the Vishwarupa Darshanam in the 11th chapter, where Bhagavan showed that, yes, everything is only in me. And initially, he underwent 3 stages. The first stage that Arjuna had was astonishment or Ascharyam. Second stage, he had Bhayam after looking at the Gora Rupam. And then 3rd stage was Bhakti. And then the Bhakti is now leading us to this particular chapter. And here also, Arjuna is once again twisting and then asking question to find out which is the way that he should do Bhakti. The Bhakti done by sannyasis or Bhakti done by karma yogis, which is the right kind of bhakti I should do to get jnana. So he's always trying to find out if Bhagavan is going to say that sannyasa is a better thing and then he wants to get rid of fighting in the war and go away. So he's again the same question that he asked in 3rd chapter, 5th chapter, and again he's talking sannyasa. He's also now again trying to put the same kind of twisted question, but in the mind of bhakti. He's talking about bhakti, but the mind is to see whether it is better to take sannyasa or take karma yoga. That is what is working in his mind. So he's putting a twisted question to Bhagavan now in a different way of asking for bhakti. Tell me which is better. Every time he's asking which is better, which is better. Okay. And as I told you, there is also a misconception in the minds of many people that, like the way we got karma yoga, jnana yoga, all these things, there is also something called bhakti yoga. There is also, I have heard some people telling that karma yoga is for those people who are going to be fully active. Jnana yoga is going to be for those people who are going to be, intelligent and they can think about Brahma Manda. And bhakti yoga is for emotional people. I think these are also some of the kinds of some. I heard a lot of people talking like that. But bhakti yoga is only a topic on bhakti, but there are only two lifestyles possible as per Bhagavan. One lifestyle is karma yoga. Second lifestyle is jnana, sannyasa yoga. In karma yoga, you are going to be having the rubbings in the world, and then you learn, and then you understand Ishvararpada Buddhi, Prasada Buddhi. Then so you go from selfishness to becoming absolutely unselfish, continuously clean up your mind. Then you understand Paropakaram, how it has got to be done, and you find that everything that you do is a Ishvararpanam. Then your mind is becoming very clear, and then you get the knowledge that can come in. So at the end of the day, preparation of the mind for knowledge is important. Karma yoga is one of the ways by which mind is prepared. For sannyasis also, they need to prepare the mind, and jnana, which is to be entered, which has to be gained by both, are same. You can take a karma yoga route or sannyasa yoga route. The mind has to be prepared to get jnana. And Bhagavan also sometimes criticized sannyasa. He said, just because somebody is having all these kinds of things, it need not be that he is able to have a control of a lot of things. I think in the sixth chapter, something he has told that very critically. He has also made some statements about sannyasi. So this is, we have to be very clear. There are only two margas. The one marga is karma yoga. The other marga is sannyasa yoga. So sannyasa marga. And at the end of the day, without jnanam, understanding will not come. You can do any kind of yoga, but jnanam, which removes the ignorance, is going to be the ultimate requirement in terms of getting self-realization. So this is the background with which we'll go into Bhakti Yoga. And this is the last chapter in the second group of 6 chapters that is talking on the Tat principle of Tattvam Asi. We have finished Tvam. Now we are doing Tat. Okay. Now we'll go to this Shloka.
Sheila Shinde Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
Arjuna Uvacha Evam Satata Yukta Ye.
Arjuna Uvacha Evam Satatayuktaye Evam Satatayuktaye
Bhaktastvam Paryupasate.
Bhaktastvam Paryupasate Bhaktastvam Paryupasate
Evam Satata Yuktaye Bhaktastvam Paryupasate.
Evam Satatayuktaye Bhaktastvam Paryupasate Evam Satatayuktaye Bhaktastvam Paryupasate.
Good. Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
Ye cha yaksharamau vyaktam.
ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तम् ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तम्
Teshanke yoga vittamaha.
तेषां के योगवित्तमाः तेषां के योगवित्तमाः
Ye cha yaksharamau vyaktam. Teshanke yoga vittamaha.
ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तम् तेषां के योगवित्तमाः ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तम् तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
Good. Next.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
Evam satata yukta ye भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते.
नमस्ते महोदय।
नमस्ते.
अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते.
Good. Next.
Shanti Badri Bhagini.
ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः. ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
Good. Next.
Rajalakshmi Bhagini.
अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः. एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
Good. Next.
Srimati Bhagini.
Full shloka once.
Yes, sir. Arjuna uvacha evam satatayukta ye bhaktastvām paryupasate ye chapyaksharamavvyaktam teshāಂ ke yoga vittamaha.
Good. Next.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
Good. Next.
Bhanureka Bhagini.
अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
Good. Next.
Lakshmi Vivi Bhagini.
अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
Good. Next. One more person.
Lalita Bhagini.
अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
Good. So now the question that Arjuna is asking, after understanding that Bhaktya Tvananya is only possible. Bhaktya Ananya Bhakti only Jnatum Drashtum Tatvena Praveshtum. This particular form they will be able to see. That's what Bhagavan has concluded in the last chapter. One or two slokas before the last sloka. So now Arjuna is asking a question. Ke yoga vittamaha. Yoga vittama means the yogis. Who among the yogis are best? Vittamaha means who are the yogis who are best? Which kind of yogis he is asking Bhagavan to answer him? Evam, the way you are described so far, Satata Yukta, Yaha Satata Yukta, the one who is continuously worshipping or continuously meditating upon, Bhaktaha Tvam Paryupasate. Those kinds of people, those bhaktas who are looking at you and meditating upon you as the person of meditation. So who is the person? Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna in the rupa of Sankachakra Gadapane, or even Saguna Krishna, whatever our Arjuna is now looking at. He is looking at him as a Krishna. So Saguna Krishna, or even Vishwarupa is also Sagunam only. So as you are described, there are some people, there is one group of people who will be able to worship Saguna Brahman, either as a Saguna Krishna, or Saguna Rama, Saguna Ganapati, or even Vishwarupa, and they'll be a Satata Yukta. They are always continuously devoted. Okay, Bhakta. They are all Bhakta. Bhaktas of you continuously engage in terms of a Saguna Brahma worship. So this is one group of people. Then Ye cha, Yaha cha, again, and Aksharam Avyaktam. There is another group of people who does not worship this Saguna form. They only worship the Nirguna form, right? They worship a Nirguna form. So there is another person who does not worship all these kinds of things. Murti, idol and all is all for people who require an alambanam to hold on to when you are meditating upon. And if they are already a big jnanis and all, they will be able to understand the Brahman, and they will be able to also meditate upon the Nirguna Brahman without any kinds of forms or shapes or any attributes. Gunatita, that kind of Brahman they worship. So he is asking, who is better among these two people? So he wants us to have the answer from Bhagavan that sannyasi is a better person. Perhaps I think that's what he was looking at. Then he'll say, then I'll do only sannyasa. Though Bhagavan has already told him all these while. You are have to do only karma yoga. Please be a karma yoga. Uchishta paratapa. Yuddhaya krita nishchaya. Please do the war. Yeah. So he has told him enough, but again he is trying to ask the same question as to who is better among these two people. Nirguna Brahma worship, meditation, or Saguna Brahma meditation. And Bhagavan has also told earlier, Yam sanyasamidi prahuhu tatyoghairabhighamyate. Whatever is going to the ultimate achievement of understanding the Brahman, whether you take the lifestyle of sannyasa or karma yoga, if you are able to do it properly, the destination is same for both. Whether you go by road or go by train, destination from Pune to Bombay is only Bombay. So he has very clearly told. Okay, so this is all. Now, if you look at all these kinds of sadhanas, what is the purpose of sadhana? The purpose of sadhana is only for an individual to understand Atma, understand Brahman, and then get himself connected to that. So the means can be different, destination is same. He is asking now which is better. That is the question that he has asked to Bhagavan. And now, what does Bhagavan say? Krishna is a very clever person. He does not give a clear answer, but he'll just give a tricky answer. You just see this now. Yeah.
Kashmira Bhagini.
Shri.Bhagavan Maya Veshya Mano Ye Mam.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Maya Mano Ye Mam. Mano Ye Mam.
Nitya Yukta Upasate.
Nityayukta Upasate. Nityayukta Upasate.
Maya Veshya Mano Ye Mam. Nitya Yukta Upasate.
Maya Mano Ye Mam. Nityayukta Upasate. Maya Mano Ye Mam. Nityayukta Upasate.
Good. Next.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
Shraddhaya Parayopetaha.
Shraddhaya parayopetaha. Shraddhaya parayopetaha.
Te me yuktatama mataha.
Te me yuktatamamataha. Te me yuktatamamataha.
Shraddhaya Parayopetaha. Te me yuktatama mataha.
Shraddhaya parayopetaha. Te me yuktatamamataha. श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः।
Good. Next.
श्रीमती भगिनी
मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते
श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते।
Good. Next.
राजलक्ष्मी भगिनी
श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः
श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः।
Good. Next.
भानुरेखा भगिनी
श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः।
Next.
शांति बद्री भगिनी
श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः।
Good. Next.
शरद चवन महोदय
श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यां वेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः।
Good. Next.
वीणा फानिश्री भगिनी
श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः।
Good. Next.
मृणालिनी गोपालन भगिनी
आम्। श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः।
Good. Next.
ललिता भगिनी
श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः।
Good. Next.
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी
श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः।
Good. Next. One more person.
लक्ष्मी बीवी भगिनी
श्रीभगवान् उवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः।
Okay. So what Bhagavan says is Maya Veshya Mano Yaha Mam. That is Mayi. Mayi means in me. Aveshya. Fixing their mind. Mano, he has told. No? Maya Veshya Mano. the ones who are able to fix their mind on me, Mayi Avesha Manaha, the Nitya Yukta, steadfast devotees, always connected to the Bhagavan, Nitya Yukta, Shraddhaya Parayopeta, Upeta Paraya Shraddha, with the greatest amount of faith. The person who has got a very high amount of faith, steadfast devotees who are able to fix their mind in me, those people, me means he is now talking to him as a Saguna Brahma, as a Saguna Krishna or Vishnu, Sangachika Gadhabane. He says that kind of Saguna Brahman, whatever they are able to conceive and then able to fix their mind, and the steadfast devotees having a very great faith, those people, may yukta tamamata. So they are the better yogis. So he says in this shloka, he says that those people who are able to look at me as Saguna Brahman and then fix their mind, steadfast devotion with absolute faith, they are the best of they are superior. That is what he has told in this shloka. Now let us see what he says in the next shloka.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
Etvaksharamanirdesham
Etvaksharamanirdeshyam. Etvaksharamanirdeshyam.
That is ye. Yaha is becoming ye here, the ones. Tu aksharam anirdeshyam. Etvaksharamanirdeshyam.
Etvaksharamanirdeshyam. Etvaksharamanirdeshyam.
Avyaktam paryupasate.
Avyaktam paryupasate. Avyaktam paryupasate.
Etvaksharamanirdesham. Avyaktam paryupasate.
Etvaksharamanirdeshyam. Avyaktam paryupasate. Etvaksharamanirdeshyam. Avyaktam paryupasate.
Good. Next.
Shanti Badri Bhagini.
Sarvatra gamachintyancha.
Sarvatra kamachintyancha. Sarvatra kamachintyancha.
Kutasthamachalam dhruvam.
Kudasthamachalang dhruvam. Kudasthamachalang dhruvam.
Sarvatra gamachintyancha. Kutasthamachalam dhruvam.
Sarvatra gamachintyancha. Kudasthamachalang dhruvam. Sarvatra kamachintyancha. Kudasthamachalang dhruvam.
Good. Next.
Sheila Shinde Bhagini.
Etvaksharamanirdesham. Avyaktam paryupasate.
ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देशम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देशम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते.
It is not desham, deshyam. Desha
ये
means place, deshyam, anirdeshyam.
ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देशम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देशम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते.
That ya is not very clearly coming out, but you are telling ya, but it's not very distinctly heard. It's okay. You can try it later. Okay. Next.
Okay.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
Sarvatra gamachintyancha. Kutasthamachalam dhruvam.
सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यञ्च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवं सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्.
Next.
Veena Fanishri Bhagini.
ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्.
ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्.
Good. Next.
Kashmira Bhagini.
Full shloka.
Yes, sir. ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्.
Good. Next.
Lalita Bhagini.
ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्.
Good. Next.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini. Okay, she's not there. Rajeshwari Shivshankar Bhagini.
ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्तं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्.
Next.
Lakshmi Devi Bhagini.
ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्.
Good. One more person.
Rajalakshmi Bhagini.
एतक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्.
So we'll take next shloka and then together we'll see the two shlokas. Next.
Srimati Bhagini.
Sanniyamyendriyagramam
सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामम्
sarvatra samabuddhayah
सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः
Sanniyamyendriyagramam sarvatra samabuddhayah
सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामम् सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामम् सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः.
Good. Next.
Bhanureka Bhagini.
Te prapnuvanti mameva
ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव
सर्वभूतहिते रताः
सर्वभूतहिते रताः सर्वभूतहिते रताः
ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः
ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः.
Good. Next.
Sheila Shinde Bhagini.
Sanniyamyendriyagramam sarvatra samabuddhayah.
संयम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः संयम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः.
Good. Next. Te prapnuvanti.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
Te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhutahite rataha.
ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतेहिते रताः. ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः.
Next.
Kashmira Bhagini.
Sanniyamyendriyagramam sarvatra samabuddhayah te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhutahite rataha.
संयम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः.
Good. Next.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
Full shloka.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः.
Good. Next.
Srimati Bhagini.
संयम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः.
Good. Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
संयम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः.
Good. Next, one more person.
Veena Fanishri Bhagini.
संयम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः.
Good. One more person.
Rajalakshmi Bhagini.
सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः.
Okay. So we have to look at the two slokas together. In the second sloka, what did Bhagavan say? He told that the person who is worshipping on the Nirguna Brahman, Saguna Brahman, he is the best of yogis. He is superior, he said. But now, in these two slokas, in the last one is the 12.4, he says, Te prapnuvanti mameva. So these people, they will be reaching me, which means that they will be able to realize me, which means they'll be able to become realized souls. Te prapnuvanti mameva. Who are those people? He is now defining the people. Sanniyamya indriya gramam. Indriya gramam means indriya is senses, gramam is group of senses. So niyamya, the person who is able to have a good control over his senses. Sanniyamya means very good control over his senses. Sanniyamya indriya gramam. So the person who is able to have absolutely good amount of control over his senses, which means that when he is going into nishta, he is able to cut off the entire world outside and he is able to easily go inside. That is the kind of, we have done that extensively in our 6th chapter, etc. So this particular person is able to have total control that he can cut off the entire external world and can go straight away into himself. So sanniyamya indriya gramam. Sarvatra samabuddhaya. With everybody, entire creation, he has got the same equanimity. There's no partiality, there's no ragatvesha. He does not say that I like this, I don't like this, I like this fellow, I don't like this fellow, I like this cow, I don't like dog. No, sarvatra samabuddhaya. We have also seen one shloka in the 5th chapter or something, Shunichai Vaspapa Kecha Pandita Samadarshina, whether he is going to be a dog or a dog eater or even earlier line it will come, whether it's a cow or an elephant or paraya, what, is that a chandala or anybody? Sarvatra Samadarshina, Pandita Sarvadarshina, Shudijay Vaspava Kecha Pandita Samadarshina, that's what we have seen. So the same thing is telling that Pandita was a jnani. He is now bringing that jnani here. Sarvatra Samabuddhaya. He does not have any partiality. He accepts everything in the creation with the same equanimity of mind. Te prapnuvanti mameva and sarvabhuta hiterataha. They are going to be hita for everything. The entire creation will not be troubled by him. Sarva bhuta hite. And he rejoices in the well-being of the entire creation. Sarva bhuta hite rataha. Who is that? If this is the kind of quality of the person, he says, te prapnuvanti mameva. They will be able to get to me. They will be able to praveshtum. That they will be able to enter into me. And then these people, what does he say? In the earlier shloka, I said, yea. So those people, they will be able to what? Aksharam, anirdeshyam, avyaktam, sarvatram, sarvatragaha, achintyam, kutastam, achalam, dhruvam, par upasate. These people, they worship on Nirguna Brahma. How is Nirguna Brahma defined here? We may have to go perhaps in sequences. In such way, Aksharam, Avyaktam and all, we first go with Avyaktam. What is Avyaktam? Avyaktam, we have learned that it is unmanifest. Anything that is not manifest is unmanifest. Now, if you look at the entire world is manifest. You can see everything. What is manifest? Anything that can be sensed by our 5 senses is manifest. That is Shabda, that is, what is it? Shabda, Rasa, Rupa. We have got the 5 things, no? How do they define that? I just, 1 second.
Sparsha.
Sabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Gandha, Rasa. Sabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Gandha, Rasa. These are the 5 senses. With the 5 senses, whatever we see is the manifest world. Okay? But the Nirguna Brahman is something which is not manifest. When you say Brahman or Atman, it's not manifest. So we do not know. It's called Avyaktam. Avyaktam is unmanifest. Unmanifest means it is not possible for perception. If it is not possible for perception, then Sankaracharya uses a word in Viveka Chudamani. It's called Sarva Indriya Agocharam. Indriya Agocharam. It is beyond the perception of Indriyas. Sarva Indriya Agocharam. So anything that is not perceived, this is the Nirguna Brahman is not perceivable, Avyaktam. The next then he is talking about is, one is Avyaktam. The second one is talking about Achintayam. So first is, the sense organs are not able to sense it, 5 sense organs. The second thing is that Achintayam means the mind. Mind can sense lot of things what is not sensed by sense organs. Like mind can sense love. Mind will have emotions. Mind will have happiness. Mind will have sadness, mind will have anger, mind will have hatred. These are all the emotions that are there in the mind. It says by the mind, but not by the 5 senses. So this is only perceptible to the mind or conceivable to the mind. For example, a great idea is not outside. A great idea is conceived in the mind. So it is not available for senses, the great ideas, but those ideas are available for your conception, conceptualizing into your mind. So, first thing was not available for perception. Nirguna Brahman is not available for perception. And now he says Nirguna Brahman is achintayam. It is also not available for mental conceptual, mentally understand, mental conceptualization. So you cannot conceive in the mind. So it is not perceivable. It is not, Nirguna Brahman is not perceivable. Nirguna Brahman is not conceivable also. Then it is also, once you cannot see something and once you cannot conceptualize something, can you describe that? You cannot describe that. So that is called indescribable. That is anirdeshyam. So you have got one word, anirdeshyam. So avyaktam, achintyam, anirdeshyam. Then aksharam. Aksharam is immutable. It is always going to be there. It is not bound by time. We have discussed that in the 8th chapter, Akshara Brahma Yoga, the yoga of immutable Brahman. So it is Aksharam. So Nirguna Brahman is immutable. So Aksharam. Sarvat, then we feel okay. It is Akshara. When you say Achintyam and then Anirdeshyam and Avyaktam, then we can quickly say, okay, then there's nothing like Nirguna Brahman. It's all kind of hypothetical thinking that people say Nirguna Brahman is there, but it is not there. Then Bhagavan now says that Sarvatragam, it is there everywhere. He says that it is not possible to perceive, it is not possible to conceive, it is not going to be bound by time, and now he says it is there everywhere, Sarvatragam. So it is like space. Space is everywhere, right? So it's there. Space is there everywhere. So it is something like that. It is Sarvatragam. It pervades everything. So that's what when we learned Vibhuti Yoga, we found that Bhagavan pervades everything. If you look at the tree, Bhagavan is pervasive into that. If you look at a pot, the clay pervades the entire pot. Like that, the entire universe is pervaded by Bhagavan. So Sarvatragam, Achintyam. And then Achalam. Achalam means it is absolutely, it does not move. Like for example, do you think the space is going to move? Space does not move. We are all here in space. Space does not move. Akasha does not move. So he is now telling Nirguna Brahman is Achalam. Akasham. Not Akasham, like Akasha or like space, it is Achalam. Then Dhruvam. Dhruvam means it is absolutely eternal. It is not that it has appeared in a period of time and it is going to disappear in a period of time. It is Dhruvam. And then it is Kutastham. Kutastham is something that is not available for change and destruction. For example, the body is supposed to undergo 6 different stages, 6 different vikaras. Kutastham means it does not undergo any vikaras. The body means we have asti, jayate, vartate, viradamate, apakshiyate, nashyati. It is there, it is born, it grows, it starts maturing, then it starts getting into old age and sickness, and then it dies, the body falls. All these vikaras takes place when something is appearing in time, it has got to go out in time. So Kutastham is something which does not change with respect to time. And Kutastham is something with respect to everything, with respect to that, everything else is changing. And also, Atma is talked about as Kutastham. So then he is giving all these things as a characteristics of Nirguna Brahman. And then he says Parupasate, and the person who is going to be doing meditation on this, that is Aksharam, Anirdesham, Avyaktam, Sarvatragam, Achintyam, Kutastham, Achalam, Dhruvam, Parupasate. The one who is doing meditation on the Nirguna Brahman with all these characteristics, he says that those people, te prapnuvanti mameva. So he says that only those people will reach me. He says Saguna Brahman is what is good for all the yogis, but people who do worship of Nirguna Brahman only can reach me. Look at this. First he told Arjuna, Saguna Brahman is the best. But he says only with Nirguna Brahma Upasana, once they go through it only, they can reach me. So what we need to understand is that Saguna Brahman is only one of the stages of spiritual growth. A person has to first start off with something, and then he has got to slowly understand everything. Saguna Brahman, then Jnanam, and then with the Jnanam, then go into Nirguna Brahman, and with Nirguna Brahman, when somebody is able to understand, then he is going to become the realized soul. Now the question arises, how can somebody meditate upon Nirguna Brahman. What is we find that Achintyam, Avyaktam, Anirdesham, Achalam, Dhruvam, all these kinds of beautiful adjectives we are given Nirguna Brahman. We don't know what it is. Then how do we meditate upon this? The one of the things is that you meditate, you are meditating, no? You are going to meditate. You meditate on the meditator. Find out who is meditating in you. That is one of the Nirguna Brahma meditation. You don't look at Krishna and then meditate upon it. You try to say, yes, I am sitting in meditation. Who is the meditator in me? That is one of the meditations by which also Nirguna Brahman can be achieved. However, Bhagavan is going to talk something more in the subsequent slokas about all these things, which we will take it up in the next class. Oh, it's already time, sorry. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः भक्तियोगः अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः श्रीभगवान् उवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवं सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ